A Minneapolis jury on Thursday convicted former police officer Kim Potter on all charges she faced for fatally shooting black motorist Daunte Wright earlier this year. Potter showed no emotion as the Hennepin County panel found her guilty of first-degree manslaughter, meaning she improperly used such force and violence that death of or great bodily harm to any person was reasonably foreseeable. Jurors also found the white former officer guilty of second-degree manslaughter charge, which only required a finding of culpable negligence that created unreasonable risk, and consciously takes chances of causing death or great bodily harm to another. Jurors found her guilty of the lesser charge on Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. CST, according to jury forms read in court. The panel reached its verdict on the more serious charge on Thursday at 11:40 a.m., jurors said on their verdict form. Potter faces a maximum of 15 years behind bars. The jury consisted of 1 black person, 2 Asian American people and 9 white people. Judge Regina Chu ordered Potter taken into custody with her bail revoked, over the objections of defense attorneys. Chu said Potter is looking at serious time behind bars and I am going to require that she be taken into custody and held without bail. I cannot treat this case any differently than any other case, Chu said. While the verdicts were read, and in the moments of courtroom argument immediately after, the devout Catholic Potter was not demonstrative other than a brief moment when she crossed herself. Potter was handcuffed and both of her attorneys put their hands on her shoulders before she was taken away. Her sentencing was set for February 18. Wright's fatal shooting on April 11 happened about 10 miles from the courthouse where former Minneapolis police officer Chauvin was on trial for the slaying of George Floyd. Days later, Chauvin, who is white, was convicted of second- and third-degree murder, as well as second-degree manslaughter, in the May 25, 2020, killing of Floyd, a black man, whose death touched off a summer of national protests calling for an end to institutional racism. Potter's trial was held in the same courtroom where Chauvin's trial was carried out. A tearful Potter testified in her own defense last week and described a chaotic scene that required her to make a split-second decision.